Walking is referee from Russia. Second referee out on court is Mariko Satomi from Japan. Well, Dane, one of the things that we need to watch carefully here is the pressure is on the Italians, Carambula and Ranghieri. Talk us through the players one by one, but the Dutch have already won their first match, the Italians have lost theirs.
Yeah, they have that advantage, and there's a good look at Alexander Brouwer, 27 years of age. The guy packs a cannon of an arm. He loves to hit the ball and crush. He plays defense. His partner, the 29-year-old Robert Meeuwsen, 207 centimeters tall, 6'9". He will patrol the net. One of the best blockers out there, and he can catch fire at any time. So look out for him to own the net if the Netherlands are going to get the victory. But he will have his hands full, and the challenge will be big because on the other side of the net, there's also a 6'6" player, and that is Alex Ranghieri. He's got 3 championships to his name, 2 of them coming with Adrian Carambola, and he is a crowd favorite, a showstopper. He loves to play to the crowd, really entertaining to watch, and he can do some big things, but he has to stay consistent. And probably the biggest entertainer on the court today, the 29-year-old Adrian Carambola. One of the shortest players on court at 6 feet, but he packs a punch. This guy has an extremely unique serve. We call it the super sky ball, putting it up there higher than I've ever seen. Very unorthodox and difficult to receive from serve. So we'll see if he breaks that out early, and we'll see if the Netherlands, they can handle it.
So let me quickly bring you up to date with the Pool J situation. Brouwer and Meeuwsen are at the top, having beaten Uruguay 2-0, just over 30 minutes. The Italians lost to the Polish Fielek and Brouwer in 2 sets in 40 minutes. So Holland get the action underway. Of course, the Netherlands in their familiar orange shirts. The Italians are in the white and blue. And look at that for a massive block from Meeuwsen, first play of the day.
Like I said, he can catch fire, and he is huge at the net. He gets over in the opponent's court, and if he can control the net, the Netherlands will be in great shape. But like I said, it'll be a challenge against Ranghieri.
Brouwer, who loves to belt the ball hard. Ranghieri on the attack for Italy, goes cross-court. Well, Ranghieri needs to, and certainly does, show the Dutch that he's as powerful with that arm as they can be. I think we're going to see some big shots in this match, Dane.
Yeah, he loves to play to the crowd, and that may be a challenge for him because sometimes Ranghieri loses a little focus trying to be that entertainer.
Yeah! Oh, well, he was nearly there, wasn't he? Carambula. But just couldn't get his feet moving quick enough. Again, another big, powerful hit from Alex Brouwer.
Here's the thing, Ranghieri has to get a few blocks, and it shouldn't be too hard because both Brouwer and Meeuwsen love to hit the ball hard. Remember, in years past, Nick, Brouwer, I've even talked to him about it. Why don't you shoot the ball a little more? He says, I love to hit. I just bring it harder and harder. And even if he gets blocked, he'll come back trying to hit harder. I've never seen a guy challenge a block like he does. So if Ranghieri can get a beat on him, it could be beneficial for the Italians.
Service just a little too deep from Ranghieri. Advantage with the Netherlands at 3-2. They need a win here, Italy, to try and secure second place in Pool J. Carambula just controls that power serve. And a good shot from Carambula. Now, Carambula is just like his partner Ranghieri, loves to play to the crowd, some very entertaining shots.
And, you know, he's so deceptive with that left hand. He's always doing some stuff that's somewhat unorthodox, and it's a different look. Things you haven't seen. You notice how he's serving short right now. He'll do some rainbow shots to the back corner. He'll mix it up, and he's kind of a magician out there, but he has to put it all together if they are going to win. We have yet to see the sky ball. I hope we get a glimpse of it before this match is over.
There's Meeuwsen. 29 years of age from The Hague. Host to the 2015 FIVB Beach Volleyball World Championships. Again, the service is long from Meeuwsen. Well left by the Italians. Kicking the sand just to see if there's any wind direction on the ball, Ranghieri. Scores all level. Ranghieri again. Got the line absolutely right, didn't he? But it was just a little too deep into the Dutch court.
Yeah, I always call the Dutch big game hunters, winning that 2013 World Championship and getting the bronze last year at the Olympic Games. A bit inconsistent, but they know how to prepare themselves for the big
That's a very good point, Dane, yes, and took a bronze at the Olympic Games as well, so they really do have a special skill in raising their game when it really matters. I'm sure their coaches and bank managers would like them to be a little more consistent on the FIVB tour from a prize money perspective. But these guys know how to go about their business when it's a big event. And right now, the Dutch, just for me, got the better of the early play.
Yeah, if you look at their finishes, they got that third, the bronze you mentioned in the Olympics, and then a lot of ninths, a lot of fifths. They did win the Shaman 3-star event earlier this year, but up and down if you look at their results. Beautiful up by Carambula, and there it is. A little mid-play sky action.
Oh, but unable to get the big power play from Brouwer. Good play from Holland. Some spectacular shots from the Italian court.
Look at that left-handed stab by Carambula, and then there the underhand spin, kind of mini, we'll call that a baby sky ball mid-action, and he's just got complete command. There it is. I mean, how many players will try that one?
Meeuwsen with service for the Netherlands. Carambula on the attack for Italy. Oh, and they...
Wow, that's a tough call. He's calling a lift there. Obviously, the ball came out nice and clean, but what the referee is saying that he held the ball too long. The ball came to rest. When you set the ball overhand with both hands, it's got to come out quickly. If you hold on to it too long, they'll call a lift, and that's what the head referee did.
3-point advantage now for the Dutch. Oh, look at this blocking here. Spectacular, and a net infringement.
They're going to call a challenge here because the referee is saying that the ball was never touched by the Netherlands when the Italians hit it. So what the Italians are saying, they did touch it. Here it is. Here's the dig, and here's the set. The question right there, did that ball get contacted by Meeuwsen when he's at the net? He says no, but the only way to tell is the Hawkeye system, because the frame rate is so high we can see each and every frame. This is the first challenge. Remember, both teams have 2 challenges per set. If you're unsuccessful, you lose a challenge, but if you are successful, you retain that challenge. Let's take a look here. The regular game camera right there. Was there a touch? So difficult to see in just the game cameras. That's why we have to go to the Hawkeye system. That'll slow things down. Here's a better look. Looks like it may have touched right there. Yes, they got the touch. So the Italians win the rally, which will result in a replay. because the rally was never dead. And so it will be a replay. They retain their 2 challenges.
Robert Meeuwsen goes again. 4-point lead for the Netherlands against, there's the number 1. Ranghieri, the big blocker for Italy. Carambula defense. They serve Carambula this time. Ranghieri goes over on 2. And 9-5 now. Slight misconfusion with our scoring earlier, but now we've got it right. 4 points clear. Side switch, as there are 14 points total on the board. It's a calculation of 7 in the first 2 sets. 14, 21, 28, and so on. Just to make sure there's no advantage from a wind or sunlight perspective. Now there's a service error from Meeuwsen. Rally point scoring, remember, so a point for Italy. And Ranghieri goes to the back of the court to serve. Ranghieri now floats the ball. Oh, well, that is very frustrating for Alex Brouwer.
Really nice jump float serve, and I like what Ranghieri's doing. He floats that ball so he can get to the net quickly. There's a lot of movement on that serve. You got to get your platform out early if you're the Netherlands. Brouwer passing, getting outside, and he kind of dialed it down there. That's not one of his bigger hits, but he's playing smarter as the years go by. Instead of challenging every time, dial it down, hit it at 80%, change your speeds, throw the blocker off. Wow. How about the athleticism right there of Ranghieri? Ball's close to the net, goes off of 1 foot, keeps his balance, stays out of the net, gets the kill.
Important point on the board for Italy. Narrowing the gap to just 2. Oh, and Ranghieri's there at the net. Perfect block. Narrows it to just 1 now. Ranghieri now starting to find his rhythm and stride here.
They have been going to Brouwer. They go to Meeuwsen, get a point. Let's see if Carambola go back to Meeuwsen. No, he goes to Brouwer. Never really understand that, Nick, and you hear me notice that quite often. When you score a point off of someone, you kind of want to go right back to them. You want to put the pressure on them, especially if you just stuffed them straight down and you got a blocker like Ranghieri. But that's just me up in the booth. They know the details, of course, and they know exactly what they're doing, but you want to put as much pressure on your opponent as possible. Oh, man.
Never a dull moment, is there, with Carambula?
He's unbelievable. He lets this ball go out of bounds, and then he decides to kick it right on the bounce. You know, if he touches that ball before it bounces, it would be an infraction, and it would be point for the Netherlands. So Carambula having a little good time, the entertainer that he is.
So the Dutch call the Dutch do not call it. It's a technical timeout. My apologies. We're at the halfway point.
Most of them, they challenge me straight. They come straight.
And
Carambola maybe doesn't like what he sees on the block. He's telling him to line up.
You're big enough to cut the end.
He says you're big enough to jump in there. So they're talking about areas where he wants that block. Notice the Italians playing to the camera after Carambula left. I mean, these two are entertainers. They love it. They relish any opportunity to be on center court, especially in a 10,000-seat arena like we have here at the World Championships.
I have to say, Dane, the crowd love them as well. Here is Ranghieri serving. This time serving Brouwer. Again, you called it. Is Brouwer the best way to go? Because he is putting in, as we'd expect, some real power plays on the attack for the Netherlands. here is Brouwer serving for the Dutch. Big, powerful jump serve, but Ranghieri has it under control. And Ranghieri finishes it beautifully. The 30-year-old from Rome, confident play.
And beautiful finesse out of the big man. He's usually a power hitter right there, showing that he can just place that ball exactly where he wants it. Here's the sky ball.
Look at this. Our cameras can't even catch it at its height in the serve. Well, when Carambula came with that serve, Dane, 2-3 seasons ago, it would catch many of the top players out. But since that sensational debut of the skyball serve, players have actually started building it into their training regimes and making it a practice drill.
It's hard to practice against because it's not anything that most people can do. Like, most coaches can't even emulate it the way that Carambula puts it up. That one just out of bounds, so it'll be a point for the Netherlands, 14-11. But I don't care how much you practice it. When there's a little breeze, as there is right now, you throw that ball up, that sky ball, and it's very difficult to track. So I like it as a weapon. I'd like to see him continue to use it even more.
Wow, that was a little bit of a trickler there from Robert Meeuwsen. He's not worried. He'll take as many as he can get right now. The Netherlands 4 clear of Italy in the first set here on centre court. And Italy, it looks like, have called the timeout here, just trying to break the rhythm. You can see the 3 points scored back-to-back in quick succession for the Dutch to give them the 4-point advantage over Italy. That's why Carambula has called for that timeout. Time for a breather, time to discuss.
Seems like all the players have that ice in their rest area. Some of them opt to put it on the back of their neck. Others just like to have something nice and cool, because there's been instances today where the sand temperature has been 51 degrees, and it is absolutely blazing hot down there. Very important to stay cool, very important for the athletes to stay hydrated, because once you start cramping, once you start, the body starts shutting down, you can't really get it back. That's why you have to be so prepared going into every match. Shank pass by Carambula, and then Ranghieri tries to be aggressive and put it up at the net, but it goes over and out of bounds. I like the fact that he tried to put it up there, but it's got to go right for the center of the net and give Carambula an opportunity.
Oh, and the forced errors from the Italian team. 6 points clear now. The Dutch at number 10 seeds getting down to the business end of this first set. And better concentration, better focus from Brouwer and Meeuwsen. And the scoreboard tells the story.
And that ball goes out of bounds. Adrian Carambola, originally born in Uruguay, moved to the United States when he was 13 years of age and started playing beach, never played indoor, but played on the AVP tour domestically in the United States for a while. But he also had Italian citizenship, so he decided to start playing for Italy in 2015, found his partner Alex Ranghieri, and what do you know? He made it to the Olympic Games. They finished in 9th place in the Olympics, and now continuing to play for Italy. So that dual citizenship has really paid off for Adrian Carambola.
Great shot down the alley for Brouwer, getting them closer to wrapping up this first set. Here is the man that Dane's referring to, Adrian Carambola. What a character. But they just need to get some traditional beach volleyball out on court, siding out and getting the rhythm back to their play, because they're struggling here now against the Dutch in this first set. They've already lost their first game, the Italians, to the number 15 seeds from Poland. Too deep. Point back for Italy. They'll take as many free points as that as they can get their hands on right now. Still 5 behind the Dutch. Ranghieri goes to the back of court. One service ace against his name in this opening set. Little kiss from the tape. But Brouwer has it covered. Oh, Ranghieri's there at the net. Good play from the big man. And another valuable point for Italy.
And who do they get that block against? It's Meeuwsen. Both blocks coming against Meeuwsen. So my suggestion would be to continue to go that direction. But they go right back to Brouwer. And Brouwer gets the kill. It just doesn't make sense. You stuff a guy, and those are no ordinary blocks Ranghieri's getting against Meeuwsen. Those are straight down. Why not go back to him, put some pressure on him? Instead, they go back to Brouwer, and he unleashes that quick arm right down the line again.
Set point for Holland. Here is Brouwer with service. Carambula sets for Ranghieri. Ranghieri, almost got that one away, didn't he, Meeuwsen? But big point for Italy, 16-20. Just need to side out here the Dutch players on their second set point. Skyball serve from Carambula. The Dutch have it under control, and he tools the ball off the block. Oh, that Ranghieri, 21-16 for the number 10 Dutch team, or 10th seeded team of Holland.
And look at the height in that serve. It's passed well by Meeuwsen. Comes in, hits it high off the block of Ranghieri. I'd like to see Carambula continue to use that sky ball. It's definitely a crowd favorite, but more importantly, it can throw off the opposition.
Confirmation that set one goes to the Netherlands. Alexander Brouwer, Robert Meeuwsen, 21 points to 16 up against Ranghieri and Carambula of Italy. And the match stats, well, they clearly tell the story. Impressive on the attack.
2-1 in blocks for Italy, 2-1 in aces for the Netherlands. Those are the two stats we love to take a look at. But the service errors at the bottom, doubling up. The Netherlands with 6 as opposed to Italy's 3. Maybe rolling the dice a little more, serving a little tougher, and that's resulting in a few errors. But the Italians, they were right in there, but they haven't been able to stop Brouwer at all. They've a couple of blocks against Meeuwsen, but aside from that, the Netherlands have been really consistent throughout that first set.
The pressure is on the Italian duo. They have to win the second set to take it to a third tie-break. Carambula with service. Ranghieri picks up the first block of the second set.
And maybe that's what they're looking to do against Brouwer, and just hadn't done it up until now. He jumps into that angle. A beautiful block. I'll tell you what, Ranghieri has some nice form, presses over the net, and you see it, all of his stuff blocks are going straight down.
Beautiful cut on the ball.
Didn't like that set at all, and Adrian Carambola doesn't like it either. He's now arguing with the head referee. That set didn't look that clean coming out. Remember, the set has to come out nice and clean, and you can't hold on to it too long, but it is a judgment call.
Oh, well, that immediately puts his hand up to the air. Brouwer didn't intend that ball to trickle off the top of the net.
The trickler, that was instituted back in 2000. It was a test rule that became a real rule very quickly. A lot of controversy around that, but you know why they did that? Is because it continues the game. You don't stop play. And how about the whip, the left hand of Adrian Carambola getting up here and challenging Meeuwsen. Brouwer's even in the defensive spot, but that hit just a little bit too good. Maybe a little contact underneath the net, but it looks like everybody's okay.
Scores all level at 2-all. Ranghieri again with service. Oh, and Ranghieri with his third block. Second straight block here in the second set. Impressive. Fourth block, I should say, from Ranghieri.
Yeah, he's got 2 blocks against Meeuwsen. And remember, I was confused why they kept going to Brouwer. Maybe that's why he's got a good read on him. Now 2 blocks against Brouwer, 2 blocks against Meeuwsen.
Again, floats the ball to Brouwer. Brouwer just pokes that ball over the top of Ranghieri's block.
Looked like Adrian Carambola had a shot to go to this. He kind of stuttered, thought about it, and couldn't get there in time. That's usually his forte, getting those scrappy defensive plays.
Oh, this time it's a great service from Robert Meeuwsen. And Meeuwsen records his 3rd ace serve of this match. But remember, Holland have won the first set 21-16. The heat is on the Italians here down on centre court. Well left. Good call from Ranghieri. Meeuwsen just floating that ball way too deep. Scores are all tied. Now, what is Carambula going to give us here? Jump float serve. Well, that is Brouwer's favourite shot. He loves to do it and very rarely gets it wrong.
Yeah, he loves to whip it down the line. And you know why he's doing that? Because Ranghieri, and we saw that Carambula and Ranghieri were talking about it in that timeout. Ranghieri needs to jump into the angle. That's where he's gotten the block. So you're going to see Brouwer really exploit the line.
Good shot from Carambula, but he's going to have to try again. This time he makes it count. Great placement of the ball, taking his time to judge where the opposition is standing, puts it right down the middle.
I don't understand Meeuwsen dropping off the net. You have the height advantage. Even if that's a low set, you got to move laterally and get in the face of Adrian Carambola, who's going to make you pay. Kind of confused by that move. Oh, that's an error. Carambula has to keep that on his side of the net. Oh, and he gets away with it.
Get out of jail free card there. That was one that you wouldn't have predicted. Carambula very lucky to get out of trouble.
Yeah, wow. I mean, he was all over that positioning defensively, and then he just did not control it. A couple of plays. Carambula is usually so good defensively. That is his strength.
Well, the Dutch have called a timeout. Each team is allowed to call 1 timeout per set, and in sets 1 and 2, we'll take the technical timeout with a total of 21 points scored on the board. Kind of indicating they're at the halfway point. But Carambula to the left of your screen, Ranghieri to the right. They need to win this second set to take it to a 3rd tiebreak.
Man. Beetje lawaai erin, ja? Even een tandje harder? Ja, zeker. Een beetje sneller. Ja. Ja, het is scherp.
We were hoping to see the one of the Dutch secret weapons. They've been wearing these cool jackets in warm-up and in training, these jackets filled with ice to keep them calm. And we were hoping that they'd be wearing them on centre court, but they've opted not to bring them to this competition. Maybe they don't want too many people to see, but it's one of the ways that they're keeping their body temperatures down as part of their pre-match warm-up. And that is exactly why Holland called the timeout, to change the rhythm, to try and turn the momentum of the game. And mission accomplished for the Netherlands, tying the scores at 6-all.
Late on the block right there, Ranghieri. He's got to get up a little earlier and give an obstacle for Brouwer. Nice set.
And Ranghieri makes it work, doesn't he? That is lovely play from the Italians.
Yeah, it's just a perfect pass. The set, beautiful to the outside, and Ranghieri really having some great court vision.
Oh! Well, they deserve a little bit of luck, the Italians. He's had a couple of those that have gone the wrong way. Carambula finally gets one on the right side of the baseline from the Dutch court.
That's his specialty. Great defense, overhand dig. Why not go over on one for the quick point?
Oh, and again, Ranghieri wins the battle at the net. Meeuwsen trying to give it as much power as he could, but Ranghieri had all the space and ball covered.
He's dropping into the angle late when he sees that the hitter's going cross court, and it's really paying big dividends for Ranghieri, controlling the net.
Oh, a little bit of confusion from the Netherlands. Ranghieri waits.
It's going to be a lift or a double contact there. After he blocked that ball, it hung on top of the net, and he can make a play, but it wasn't clean. Here it is, off the net, and watch it kind of roll up his body. 1-2. There's two contacts. Great eye by the head referee.
Brouwer serving. Carambola struggling with the serve receive, and that's why life was so difficult for Ranghieri up at the net.
Nick, you see what I'm talking about? The consistency. They play at a really high level, and then what looks like a real academic routine play, they pass the ball too close to the net, and that's a point for the Netherlands.
Nice back set from Ranghieri. Oh, good skills from Italy to keep the ball up. Brilliant skills from Ranghieri to take the point and keep their break advantage at 10-8.
Good timing. This is what I call a broken play. There's a block, a cover. The set's a little early. He's on his way down, and he just rolls it over the top of Meeuwsen.
Here is the big Italian, Ranghieri serving. Serving Brouwer. Brouwer attacks. And does he push that a little too far? Yes, he does. It's now 11-8. No, my mistake.
And that's what happens when you set your partner a little too tight. That's the first time we've seen a close set. And Brouwer could not handle it. Ends up about 2 feet long.
Seems right. I was correct. 11-8. Just slight hiccup with our scoreboard there. Apologies. Ranghieri now pushes that one too deep, almost a little too anxious to get up to the net, and that's one of the reasons why the ball is out of play on the Dutch court.
A 12-9 technical timeout would be perfect if you're Italy. It's important here to receive serve, run your offense, get this point.
Meeuwsen with service, again targeting Carambula. It's a good serve receive. Can he now finish it? Oh, but at the net. Beautiful block from Robert Meeuwsen.
It's a tough way to go into that technical timeout after a stuff block. The pass was there, the set was there, but Carambula guessed wrong, trying to hit cross court. Meeuwsen makes him pay, and now we just have a 1-point game. It's been a lot of ups and downs for Italy so far, whereas a lot more consistent. You figure the only time that the Netherlands have been in trouble is when Ranghieri is blocking them.
No, it's the key to success for Italy, Ranghieri at the net. I think you're absolutely right, Dane. Carambula as well has had 1 or 2 good shots, but you called it just a couple of points ago. The Dutch have the consistency in their play. The Italians, a little erratic. When it's good, it's spectacular, but it's not consistent enough.
Yeah, and the Italians are really giving away a lot of unforced errors. You notice when the Netherlands give up points, they're earned by the Italians by a block or a great dig. Where Italy's giving up a point, it's a ball hit out of bounds. So clean that up, and you're going to be in good shape. Italy still with the lead. Now the second half of this second set, they're going to have to step it up.
Robert Meeuwsen will get the action underway after the technical timeout. Part 2 of set 2. First set has gone to the Dutch. Italy have to win this second set to take it to a third tiebreak. Carambola gets one hand to it. Ranghieri is scrambling. Carambola, can he get this ball over? Yes, he can. Spectacular play, but the Dutch have the upper hand. And that is a big point for Holland. But absolute commitment from both Italian players.
Look at Ranghieri on his horse, gets that ball up in the air. It even goes further off the court, but look how quick Carambula is and the control to get it across. And before Italy can get set, the Netherlands hit that ball cross court, but great hustle play by Italy. When you make a play like that, even though you didn't win the point, it still gives you some confidence going in to the next rally.
Scores are all tied at 11-all. Here's Robert Meeuwsen for the Dutch to serve. Serving Carambula, who gets a perfect set from his teammate Ranghieri, and he makes it count. Advantage back with Italy at 12-11. Carambula. Sky serve. Look how high that ball goes up into the sky. Oh! But it just falls the Italian side of the net, not on the right side of the track, as they say. You've got to love it. Such an entertaining serve. Back to the power play with the Dutch, though. Brouwer, big jump serve. Set from Carambula, Ranghieri. Well, it wasn't the best of sets. He was a little off balance when he struck the ball. The Netherlands take the lead.
And there's that unforced error that I'm talking about. You have to keep that ball in play, give yourself another opportunity. This thing's not clicking. You know, I haven't seen Adrian Carambola miss that sky ball very often. He's very consistent with it. Missed the last one. It's just that consistency. Oh, and that was a big hit. And it's called out of bounds, though, by the line judge, and that's reaffirmed by the head referee, and there's no argument. That ball out of bounds. And the Italians a bit off balance as the Netherlands have turned this around. Remember when I said at 11-9, it'd be nice if Italy got to 12-9 at the technical timeout. How things have changed since that point. 6 of the last 7 points going the Netherlands' way, and they're up by 2.
That's why Italy have called the timeout. See if we can listen into the Italian teams.
Doesn't matter, we need to side out, keep pushing points, that's it.
Yeah, it's all perfect. It's all perfect. Just pushing a ball that never came there.
It's all perfect, just keep pushing the ball.
I wasn't prepared for that, I'm sorry.
I think there's a little discrepancy. I think Ranghieri saying the set might have been a little too wide and it crossed his body. Then he went to hit it down the line, and that's why he erred. But you know what? Carambula, he said, like the leader he is, he said, you know what? It doesn't matter. We got to make the adjustment right now.
Well, it's cooling down just a little out there as it clouds over a little, 35 degrees Celsius, the sand temperature, and justifying the call for the timeout. And that's a big point for Italy, stopping the rhythm and the points run of the Dutch. And now they're just one away from tying the scores. Ranghieri with the service. Oh, and a service ace. It couldn't come at a more important time for Ranghieri. His second ace of the match.
Jump float serve, the bottom drops out at the last second, and Brouwer doesn't have time to make the adjustment. You see the flags in the background, a little breeze at the top of the stadium, but the cloud cover has been wanted by the players, and they get this relief. It's about 15 degrees less down on the sand than we saw a couple hours ago when it was 51, and it was just absolutely cooking. And so much needed cloud cover to cool things down. Players definitely appreciative.
Good shot from Brouwer to give Italy the 1-point advantage once, the Netherlands, I should say, the 1-point advantage. Oh, a real short serve, but Carambola has it covered. Carambola finishes it off beautifully. Scores are all level once again at 15-all. Pressure's on Italy. They have to win this second set to take it to a third.
I'm going to call this a rainbow poke shot. You don't see that very often, but Carambula has all the shots, but he gives it right back to the Netherlands with a missed serve. There's that consistency again, in a position to grab the momentum, and they give it right back.
Brouwer to serve for the Netherlands. Brouwer too powers that ball right into the net. Scores are all tied at 16-all.
Nick, you know, you can live with that miss serve because you're going for it. It seemed like Carambula's was just a jump float serve, really easy. The jump float serves have to be consistent. Wow. He is fearless, Brouwer. He doesn't care where you line up on him defensively. He's going to do what he does. Carambula is in the right spot, almost digs that ball with his foot, which would be legal. But too much power, too much velocity from Brouwer.
Brouwer's teammate Meeuwsen serves. Ranghieri with the set for Carambula. Carambula gets it right in the corner to the right side of the Dutch court. Leveling the scores at 17-all. Just need a little bit of luck or a little more focus from Italy to try and squeeze the Dutch out in this second, forcing them to a third. Oh, again, Brouwer, cross-court, mighty arm swing, point on the board.
Yeah, and the design of that serve is short, so it's supposed to take away the approach of the player, and Brouwer doesn't care if he has an approach. He's going to get up from passing that ball short and still swing away. That's just what he does every single time.
And he loves to do it too. Here he is with service.
That was a rifle of a serve. Looked like the Italians looked at one another and then let it go out of bounds. Fortunate that it was long, but we are getting to the business end of the set. 3 points away. Who's going to step up the pressure on Italy down a set?
This is where it really counts, particularly for the Italians. Ranghieri's ready at the net. But again, Alex Brouwer can do no wrong with his attacking play. Spectacular shot. Again, Carambula left with his feet in the sand. 19-18 for the Dutch. Ranghieri needs to get this one away. Oh, and this time the block comes from Meeuwsen to give the Netherlands match point.
Remember, we're talking about the big game hunters, the 2013 world champions, the 2016 Olympic bronze medalists, the Netherlands starting to turn it up, switching gears here at the business end of the set and trying to wrap this match up.
Meeuwsen serves. Now Carambula on the attack for Italy.
Net violation by Meeuwsen. So that play whistled dead on the way up. You see his hands get caught in the cookie jar right there. And no complaints there.
Second match point for the Netherlands. Brouwer. Ranghieri and Carambula scrambling here. Set this time for Meeuwsen. Little touch of the ball. It's all over. 21-19 in the second set. 21-15 in the first. The Dutch number 10 seeds, Alexander Brouwer and Robert Meeuwsen, remain undefeated. They've got a bit of a reputation for the big events, the big occasion, and that's looking exactly the same here in Vienna 2017. World champions in 2013, just missed it in 2015, bronze medalist in Rio last summer. This is a strong team once again from the Netherlands, Dane.
It's a really strong team, and they came out and proved it, why they are the 10th seed here, and that might be low for them. They should have been seated in the top 5 because they know how to step up, and they were much more consistent throughout. The Italians were all over the place in terms of consistency, and Ranghieri got a little traction when he was blocking, but he just couldn't continue it. My suggestion to the Italians, if they ever play this team again, you go back to Meeuwsen. I thought Meeuwsen was much more limited with Ranghieri's block in his face, where Brouwer, he doesn't care who's in his face. He's going to bring it every single time. So a decisive win, to say the least, for the Netherlands. And they go to 2-0 in their pool. The Italians 0-2 now in their pool. They are facing elimination the next time they play in pool.
Yeah, the heat is on Carambula and Ranghieri. They really are going to have to turn it up, but there is no question Alexander Brouwer and Robert Meeuwsen are enjoying these World Championships, as Dennis pointed out, winning 2-0 and winning their first 2 matches of Vienna 2017 in a great style. And look at that attacking stat, 20-16, makes them one of the most aggressive players on the court. And let's hear what they have to say with Julius Brink.